Hello guys, and welcome to FP1. And wow, we've just had an incredible, possibly one of the best races in years, in literal years, the Italian Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly has won. I'm shaking, honestly. I'm amazed. But not only did Pierre Gasly win, it was Pierre Gasly from Carlos Sainz in second, 0.4 seconds separating the McLaren and the AlphaTauri driver. Lance Stroll getting in third. I've missed my finger. That's how excited I am. I cannot deal with this weekend. It's just been surreal. Utterly surreal. What has happened? Just let's try and just sit down and talk about it now. So I was going to start this by talking about qualifying. Well, I mentioned it briefly now. I thought, you know, at the start of the race, it was looking fairly... It looked all right. But I thought I had to speak quite a lot about quali to just kind of make the time up. But yeah, let's just touch on it briefly. Well done, Carlos Sainz. P3, wasn't it? Yeah. And then Perez in the Racing Point P4. Perez fell away today. Real shame to see that. But, okay, quali, you know... Move on. We've got a race to talk about here, and I'm lost for words. So I'm sat here just watching Pierre Gasly celebrate with his mechanics now. Obviously, I record this as quickly as I can after the race, and he deserves this. After everything that he has been through in the last 12 months, you know, with being kicked out of Red Bull, then everything that happened with Antoine in Spa last year, he deserves this. He really, really does. It's fantastic to see him on the podium. I was really conflicted as to who I wanted to cheer on, whether it's going to be Sainz or it's going to be Gasly in that one, because yeah, it was just surreal, you know. And with Albon, look, I've defended him in the past, but I can't really defend him this weekend. You know, basically, I think it was last bar, I think Antonio Giovinazzi obviously had that penalty, and we'll get to the penalty in a minute because that's another massive talking point. But oh geez, Albon, I would not be surprised if he gets dropped between now and Mugello, or after Mugello and before the next round, because, you know, this weekend he just really wasn't anywhere, and Red Bull having a really, really off weekend. Verstappen retiring as well with an engine issue. We don't know the specifics on that one yet, but blimey. So yeah, that penalty, we've got to talk about. I'm talking about the race in a very jumbled up order, but I'm just so... I don't know, I can't put my emotions into words at the moment. But the penalty for Hamilton, you know, he was not happy with it. For those that maybe haven't seen the race, go and watch it because you need to. But Hamilton went into the pit lane after Charles Leclerc's massive accident, you know, and thank goodness he's okay after that one. It was a scary crash. But Hamilton goes into the pit lane as they close the safety car. Oh, as they close the pit lane due to the safety car. I think that's because they were meant to be pushing Magnussen's Haas. Nice voice crack. Hit Magnussen's Haas into the pit lane as he did it, and you know, that's down to Mercedes. I mean, Hamilton should have seen the boards, but at that point, you know, it's not very often that we see Mercedes make a mistake like that. I think the last big one I remember would have been 2015 or 16 in Monaco when they messed up Hamilton's strategy. I think it was 15, and they got him stuck behind the Ferraris, and Rosberg ends up winning the race. And yeah, I mean, just Ferrari. It was a Ferrari strategist was sat on that Mercedes pit wall. Ferrari we'll get onto in a minute, but sorry, I'm just I'm so out of it right now. But yeah, Ferrari, we might as well talk about them. They had possibly their worst. I say it every week, but they had their worst weekend for a long time. We thought last week was bad at Spa. This week, Vettel out in Q1, you know, bad start to begin with, and then, you know, brake failure in, what was it, like 4 or 5 laps into the race? It's like Ferrari, they've lost their strategy team, now they can't seem to build a car either. And Charles Leclerc, we thought it was a brake failure initially, it does look like he just got a little bit out of shape. Then again, can you blame him given how hard that Ferrari car is to drive and how difficult it is to handle? And around that track like Monza, he was just pushing, and he lost it, and, you know, binned it into the wall. Like I said, scary accident, so thank goodness he's okay. But Ferrari, good luck, Carlos Sainz. That's all I'm going to say. Sainz in that McLaren, you know, he must be reeling. He knows he's leaving this team to go to Ferrari next year. Ferrari, who, you know, he said there's never a bad time to go to Ferrari. I think in the interviews pre-race, I think there's a very bad time to go to Ferrari, and it's right now. But yeah, Lance Stroll, I've got to mention Lance Stroll. I mean, let's be honest, I've not been particularly kind to him. That's me putting it nicely, but he did well today. Yes, he got in that position out of a fair bit of luck having not pitted. Right, we've got to say that. But he held it, and yeah, his start wasn't great, actually, that second start. Can I just say, actually, going off on a bit of a tangent here, the fact that standing starts are now a thing after the red flag periods, it was a rule I think lots of us forgot about. It was put in force couple of years ago, at least maybe 3 years ago. This is the first case where we've seen it in action, and it was great. It was really good to see. And obviously Stroll, you're going to mess that up. I think his brakes were too hot, which didn't really help him on that first lap. Got swallowed up by the pack, by the Alphas, who looked to have pace and then fell away as well. But, you know, fighting back to third, good on Lance Stroll. Fully deserves that one, I'd say. But yeah, I've probably missed a few things already, but I want to finish just on these kind of almost reverse grid races. That is effectively what we got today. But bear in mind, go back to pre-Austria, and we were talking about qualifying races being a thing for 3 of the Grand Prix in the original 2020 season. I think it was Spa, Sochi, somewhere else. Might have been Austria, I can't remember, or might have been France, actually. There was a third track anyway where they were going to trial these qualifying races rather than have your three-stage knockout qualifying that we do at the moment. And that was obviously banned by, I think it was Mercedes that blocked it. You know, we saw a prime example of that today. It was fantastic. There wasn't much overtaking, let's be honest, at the start of the Grand Prix, but it was great seeing the likes of Hamilton fight his way through the field. It was really good, and it's a way to, I guess, force overtaking in the races. So I'll happily take more of that. I do hope that idea is going to be rethought now, because we've seen what it could be like, and yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. Let's keep doing it. Come on, more of the same, please. But yeah, those are just my very rambly thoughts on the Italian Grand Prix. The post-podium podcast will be out later in the week with Elliot Talks F1, which will be great fun. I'm looking forward to filming that one, where I'll have a bit more of a level head on. Then again, by the time I record that on Monday, I'm probably still going to be on that adrenaline high that we've had in the last hour and a half. But, oh, yeah. Anyway, I just want to thank you guys again for all the amazing support on the channel. We're on, what, 3,300 subscribers now? Which is crazy. Go back at check 2 weeks ago, we were on 1.5k, so we've almost doubled. It's absolutely magical. So thank you so much for all of the support. How you're putting up with this mess on a camera, I don't know. But yeah, more of those comedy videos to come, more of these videos to come as well. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you thought of the race. Best one, really, I think, in the turbo hybrid era, if you could ask. And maybe, you know, the Mercedes dominance has almost forced that a little bit, but just what a race. So let me know what you thought. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until the post-podium podcast on Monday, Tuesday, whenever I get that out, I'll see you guys later.